Hey everybody, and welcome to another YouTube live Q&A session. This is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. So welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be talking about some updates in the YouTube algorithm. We're going to talk about some of the problems with YouTube monetization that have been going on. I'm actually going to be showing you guys a little bit of a video from my good friend Tim Schmoyer over at Video Creators. We're going to reference something that Casey Neistat and some other creators have brought up about changes and fixes YouTube could make to monetization to help out all creators. I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts on this as well. And of course, we're going to take some of your live questions. Also, because some of you have requested it, we'll try to incorporate a few YouTube channel reviews later into this super chat. So that means that via the super chat button over there, via donations, if you're interested, go ahead and also type review with your super chat, and that will be done by lottery. Obviously, the more you donate does help your chances. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the YouTube monetization stuff, because I think this is an issue that feels like it's getting worse. Like, does anyone feel that the YouTube monetization stuff is getting somewhat worse? YouTube put out an interesting update to their blog. I constantly follow the YouTube creator blog because this is how you kind of get a sense of what's going on with YouTube. And I think it's very beneficial that they put this out. I know a lot of people, talk to them about transparency, and they do try to keep us informed. It's just that there's only so many ways that are practical to do that. And so the information around this suggests that 30% of videos that are being demonetized or getting the limited ads will not continue to have that problem, which means there are millions of videos that will be monetized. So kudos, to YouTube on that one, but that still doesn't address a lot of channels and videos being demonetized that shouldn't be demonetized. MKBHD, tech reviews, some of the cleanest tech reviews you're gonna find. My friend Shams Sheffer, there's a lot of people that I've seen getting either limited or demonetized ads on things that are completely advertiser friendly, completely family friendly. So I'm concerned about that. Let's see what you guys are saying about this real quick over in the comments. So let's see here. Mine went back up for a few days. Now it's back down again. That's something that someone's saying. I feel that. Yep, moved to Twitch. They have demonetized videos that I made 9 months ago for no reason. Someone had an interesting content. I think it's a growing pain, while YouTube becomes a teenager. That's how I'm looking at it. That's an interesting thought. Funtime Crew, I'm still getting demonetized, and we are a kids channel. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of this. I'm seeing a lot of creators that there's really no reason that I can determine based on the policies. And guys, in these live sessions, I actually went through, if you want to go back, there's a live session where I went through and read the actual policy and all the information that I could find around, well, what would make your video advertiser friendly? Why am I getting demonetized? And I think that it's nearly impossible to know now, because we're seeing things that absolutely shouldn't get demonetized be demonetized. So what do we as creators do? What's our recourse here? My friend Vince Leah, he does stuff on food and fitness and health, and he doesn't curse in those videos at all, and there's nothing clickbait about them, and it's getting demonetized. I'm seeing sports channels get demonetized on their video content, and I just don't understand it. If it were, and not all prank channels should have their videos demonetized either. Team Edge does family-friendly stuff, and so does a lot of stuff in prank networks, and they're getting demonetized. Now, not every single video is being demonetized, and I want to clarify. The limited ads doesn't completely kill the advertising on your channel. And the thing is, I'm somewhat speculating that us getting those notification icons is what the real update is. I think that in the background, some of this probably was happening to videos, but we didn't have any way of knowing it. Do you guys agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Because I think that part of it is that we're getting more transparency and then we're reacting to it now. So I think that that's part of the issue. Cranberry juice. So, you know, I think that's part of it. Now, for those of you who aren't up to speed on a lot of this issue, a couple of months ago over the summer, 2017, we had something that we affectionately refer to as the adpocalypse. And this was an advertiser boycott that many advertisers left the Google ad network and then YouTube as well because of the simple fact that they didn't want certain of their ads playing on certain videos that they feel were unfavorable or that they didn't want to support with ad dollars. Some of it was extremist content, supremacy, things of that nature, politics, what have you. And a lot of them left YouTube, but advertiser confidence has grown in the platform and they're coming back. And YouTube is trying to avoid having advertisers leave over these things again. And that's why they increased the machine learning that decides like what's going to happen in terms of evaluating those advertisements. And that algorithm is different than the YouTube algorithm that addresses search and discovery and what shows up in the home page and things of that nature and what comes up in a search. I want you to understand that YouTube does not have this thing where if you get your videos demonetized, that suppresses you in the search engine. I know that's a popular conspiracy theory right now, but my friend Tim Schmoyer did some digging, I did some digging, and even though there were some anecdotal things from creators where they say that they believe that that's happening, we haven't been able to find with data any empirical evidence of that with the channels that we have access to or anything that we've been able to find from YouTube, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. So that's what our evidence shows. So while I look at some of your questions and some of your super chats, because I see we got a bunch of them coming in. Thank you guys so much. Please always support creators, especially in times where demonetization is an issue. I'm going to actually show you some of my friend Tim Schmoyer's video. We're not going to play all of it here, and later I'm going to link up, come back for the replay. In the description, I'll have this video linked up so that you can watch it on Tim's channel, but I want you to, I want to scroll through a few of his thoughts, and then I want to give you some of my commentary.
Gotta be messing with everyone's money. Today, guys, we're going to talk about an update that YouTube recently made to their algorithm that decides what videos get approved for monetization, as well as want to answer a few of the top common questions you guys have been asking regarding all that. It's coming up. And these advertisements are appropriate, but right now it's not super. It's going to get better and improve over time.
Actually, I want to scroll back a little bit.
And YouTube continues to get paid. The system that they put in place to determine what gets a green icon, which is thumbs up, this video is being monetized, or a yellow icon, that system uses machine learning, which means that it's going to get better and improve over time. The more data it gets, the more it learns what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. But right now, it's not super smart. So if you feel like your video has been misclassified, you can submit a manual review, appeal that decision, and have a human being actually look at your video and decide, yes, suitable for all advertisers, or nope, still not suitable for all advertisers. Apparently, the system is learning because about a week ago, YouTube announced that they made a big...
So I want to pause here. So if you guys have been paying attention to what Tim's been saying, is that part of the big problem here is that we have this machine learning that is not having the context of a real human being, and so it's hard for it to make the appropriate determinations as to what is happening and whether a video truly should be demonetized or not, and then we have to submit for a manual review. This is harder on small creators because YouTube requires you to have 1,000 views within a 7-day period to be able to submit for that manual review. Now, the controversy around this is that it feels like small creators are getting thrown under the bus, but practically speaking, you probably make between 50 cents and $2 if that's the level of views that you're getting on that video. So it's more psychological. It's more that small creators feel discouraged because they don't feel like they can make any money on that video. But I would suggest that if you've been paying attention to what I say about YouTube business development and about actually having a business plan outside of YouTube ad revenue for your videos, it means that even if you're only getting 1,000 views, if you are linking to a product of your own of some kind that people can buy and you get $5, or you got merch, or you got something of that nature, even from day one, that you are going to make more money than YouTube ad revenue could ever really pay you, because you will not, when you first start out, unfortunately, get the appropriate views to make any real money on YouTube. So I don't think that the demonetization is as big of a problem for small creators in terms of actually taking money out of their pockets, so much as discouraging them from making content and feeling like when they do that they didn't work for free. But I would say that when you're small, it's about working for free to build your brand and to be able to make the revenue in other ways, whether that's through affiliate marketing, getting your face out there if you want to get gigs as an entertainer or a speaker or whatever you're trying to accomplish. So again, I just really want to encourage you to really focus on business development outside of YouTube. So I want to bring up this
Casey
other point
Neistat's
that
tweet
Tim
has some merit that it would be great if YouTube could just be a little bit more proactive about this. Like, if they know that their labeling is not being suitable, like maybe they could just, on some channels, just decide to review it automatically, like a human review, without having to wait for us to submit it. I realize that might be a huge burden for YouTube, but for channels that have been 100% advertiser safe and friendly in the past and are getting a substantial amount of views, maybe like a quick automatic human check on those flagged videos would be probably a good idea. I have a few other...
So I want to pause here again. One of the things that me and Tim talk about and that we bring up is the fact that if we don't make money on YouTube as creators, YouTube doesn't make money either. So YouTube isn't out to get anybody with regard to trying to, like, you know, squeeze you and make sure you don't get any money, because then they don't make any money in the process. If anything, the issue is the pressure coming from advertisers. Advertisers have a tremendous amount of leverage. They have a lot of power when it comes to this platform. And think about it, YouTube is the only platform that's really working to split its money with us when it comes to us putting out content in a meaningful way. A lot of people are jumping over to Twitch, but I don't know, like, outside of the gaming, how lucrative that really is for creators of different genres that already are not a personality. So I think that there's a challenge there. Facebook has had a closed beta for almost 2 years on splitting money with creators, and they haven't figured it out yet. So a lot of people saying that when Facebook splits ad money, that YouTube is going to feel the pressure or go under or change. I don't agree with that sentiment, because Facebook hasn't gotten it right yet. Facebook is becoming more of a place of where people screw around and talk about politics, and it's becoming less about building your brand and marketing. They're about to limit organic reach over the next 12 months dramatically again. So, like, even business-oriented people are looking at jumping ship from Facebook and going back to LinkedIn. Like, so that's a real thing that's happening in the marketing and business world. So I don't think that that's necessarily, you know, an answer here. And so that's where, you know, I become a little bit concerned with some of the rhetoric that goes around about, you know, YouTube dying or this thing or that thing or what have you. So, I mean, those are things of concern to me when people feel like some other platform is going to compete and devastate YouTube. I don't see that happening in the near future. And I don't think that's in our best interest as creators to root for something like that. I think that YouTube, for most of us, is still the best place for us to get out our message and to do what it is we're trying to accomplish. I just think that there's a lot of issues and problems, and there's some growing pains, and I don't think machine learning is perfect. And I think that, you know, this is something that we're going to have to really take seriously as a community. It's why I think monetizing outside of YouTube is more important than it's ever been, and it's why, you know, I'm trying to help give you guys a lot of practical advice around that. And right now, I'm looking through some potential super chats here to do some mini reviews and incorporate them into today's live stream. And I'm also like, how many minutes in are we? We're almost 20 minutes in. We'll do maybe a few of these after a few more minutes, because right now what I want to do is I want to look at some of your comments and I want to see what you guys are thinking, what you guys are feeling. If you're just tuning into the stream, we're talking about YouTube monetization. We're talking about some of the YouTube monetization issues, it flagging videos that shouldn't be flagging. I mean, that's probably where I want to really go for the next couple of minutes, is like trying to understand why it's flagging videos that it makes no sense to flag. I mean, I'm seeing family-friendly videos, vlogs, tech reviews, things that really should be advertiser-friendly, getting flagged for what I think is no good reason, and that really bothers me. My stuff hasn't, been flagged except once, and then it fixed itself within about an hour while I was researching it. I didn't even have to submit a manual review. And the only other thing that got flagged was like a video from a long time ago that was a Game of Thrones review, but that one got flagged, I think, for obvious reasons. And that was probably fine. So I just really feel like there's still a lot of problems with this machine learning, but it's the most practical thing. We can't have human reviews on everything because there's just too much content. 300 to 500 hours per minute of content being uploaded is way too much for us to expect manual reviews. And if it's stuff that wouldn't make money anyway, I don't think it makes sense to review it manually. So I don't like, a lot of creators want every opportunity to do a manual review, and I don't agree with that because I don't think that it's practical in any meaningful way, and I don't think they're missing out on that much money. So I mean, that's a stance that I'm sure small creators do not agree with, because again, it's a discouragement factor in terms of them creating content quote unquote for free. But I would argue that this is why I think that if someone comes from Instagram or Vine or something like that to YouTube, why they win so overwhelmingly is because they had to hustle without ad revenue as a crutch. And that's why they're better at brand deals. They negotiate for better prices. They're better at building their brand than a lot of YouTubers, is because they figured out how to make it on platforms where ad revenue was just not a given thing. And so I think that makes them a lot smarter about business development than most YouTube creators. And it's not to throw YouTube creators under the bus. It's just this is why I think the Vine kids were successful. This is why I think Snapchatters are successful. This is why I think Instagram models are successful when they come over here. I think people with any experience outside of YouTube with making money, when they come to YouTube, they crush it. That's what happened with me. So I feel that that's an advantage. Now, one of the other things I'll say is, to put this in perspective, is that not all views work and are monetized equally. And again, case in point. And again, this is one of those things I reluctantly pull up because I think that people give way too much credence to these things. But I'll just show you in general how things kind of play out, because what I found is that upload frequency and consistency is what grows ad revenue. Everyone always asks, how do you increase your ad revenue? And I think that upload frequency, in addition to watch time dominance, overall positive net growth on your channel, is the things that impact this. But what I saw is, if I compare a previous 30-day month, like if I compare October, where I uploaded, well, actually October may not even be the greatest example, but like if I look at a 90-day evaluation of my channel, and by the way, the big spikes are you guys with Super Chat because of how it plays it out. And I'm not allowed to show you everything. I can't click into this and show you everything, but like what I'm looking at with a 90-day evaluation of my channel is, I always look at net positive growth, and over 90 days, I'm down a little bit. But over a 30-day period, I'm up. And 30 days, I always perform better when I'm up for a 30-day cycle. You'll notice everything is green. Everything is coming up roses. That was more difficult because of all the travel I've been doing. When I upload less, every number goes down and it limits like everything else, right? Net positive growth on YouTube is probably the largest indicating factor of whether your channel is going to be successful or not. And the reason that I bring it up is because what happens is people look at their channel, they look at, oh, I didn't get as many views on a video or something like that, and they get discouraged. Whereas my answer to it is if you keep going, stuff hits and stuff lands and stuff performs well, and if you keep going, more good things happen. And then views also stack over time, which means if a video is not getting, most of my videos don't get most of their views in the first 24 hours. They get most of their views after that, which means with the time that I would have to appeal if I did get flagged, I would make most of my money on the back end. Now, that's not true for like your viral sensation YouTubers, but I think that for a lot of people it is true, especially if they're starting out or if their channel is more information based and it's not more timey or trending stuff and so on and so forth. So I make most of mine like on the back end of later. I make most of my revenue on a video later instead of on the first day. And I think that that could be true for a lot of people who aren't in the viral video game. Now, you know, if you're a Logan Paul, then most of your money on your video is probably in the first 24 to 48 hours, maybe even the first week, just given the nature of that. So I think that that plays a role and plays a factor. But as I've always said, you'd be surprised how much watch time and watch time authority plays a role in everything. So, you know, that's just a point to consider for you guys. And again, I show you the analytics to show you the reality because I think that there's distortion around the perception of YouTube sometimes. Not because I want to show you, I really have no interest in showing you guys my ad revenue because it's not reflective of how much money I actually make in any meaningful way. It's a fraction of it. And that's not a brag either. It's about what I talk about with diversifying. You know, I make infinitely more money consulting than on YouTube because of the way that a business model around consulting works. It would literally be to make the same amount of money on YouTube. The difference between that is maybe a few hours of effort as a consultant versus tens of hours as a creator. And that's a really big time to ROI, like output. Like I could probably, if I focused more on my consultancy than on content creation and being an online educator, I could probably triple my yearly revenue, if not go higher than that. But I believe in the idea of building community and I want to change and disrupt creativity in a positive way. And I want to encourage creative entrepreneurship. That goal is the more important thing of what I try to do. And so I take a money hit to achieve my long-term goal. And that's something that I actually respect about Elon Musk as an entrepreneur because everything he does is to get humans on Mars. Making a profitable business like Tesla is so that he can take a loss on SpaceX. I'm doing very similar things in that regard. But again, that's a bigger entrepreneurship discussion. So let me look at what you guys are saying. Let's respond to a few of these, comments here. So the Supine Smoky 13 says, after Roberto's video on the adpocalypse, I don't think I'm going to seriously worry about monetization again because I know that I need to build my brand to make money outside of ad revenue. The Supine Smoky, I hope I'm saying that right. That's a really good attitude to have. Gans Tech Nerd says, aren't there statistics to show a positive advertiser revenue generation model while partnering with YouTube so that advertisers see the cost to benefit ratio? It's an interesting question, and I don't have an actual concrete answer to that. I don't know that there are enough statistics, and then they would have to trust the information they're being provided. So I think that that's definitely a factor. So that's something that I think, should be given some thought, but I don't think across the board we'll see advertisers, go in that direction, or agree with the information, because I mean, I think that that's, you know, like, here's something I'd like YouTube to do. I think Casey Neistat had a really good point about larger creators being vetted and given the benefit of the doubt, and being automatically reviewed so that the system can know what's appropriate or not. Because here's the thing. A lot of creators gave Casey and other people backlash about saying, you just want that for big creators like you, but here's the reality. Big creators can upload more frequently, right? So if big creators can upload almost daily, and if they're getting manually reviewed every time they're demonetized, we can accelerate the speed of the system getting it right for all creators, which was the video reply I sent back to everybody who criticized Casey about this, is that because bigger creators are easier to vet and because we upload more frequently, if you had a pool of the bigger creators being automatically put into a queue for manual review when they're demonetized or have limited ads, the system can get smarter faster. And then if the system gets smarter faster, then all creators will benefit from that, because then we are the guinea pigs as larger creators. So I think that that is probably the most practical overall approach that we could take. And so I agree with Casey Neistat's point on that, even if there are other people who disagree and think that larger creators would have some advantage in that. I think that what it does is it fixes the actual system. But I'd love to know you guys' thoughts on that, so keep the conversation going. I'm going to queue up some of the channels that we got for Super Chat reviews. If that's something, by the way, that you're interested in, we're only going to do a couple of them because this stream is not dedicated to channel reviews, but Super Chat is something that does help support creators directly whenever you can, and I'm taking a few Super Chats to use for reviews here, and I've put some instructions on the description, and we're just going to look at a couple of these real quick. And so we're switching our interface here. So we have a YouTube channel. This is a smaller channel with 1.7 K subscribers, and this is Crow VR, and it looks like its focus is on VR stuff, which is cool. I'm getting into VR a little bit. It's actually why I kept my Samsung Galaxy S7, is so that I could do VR stuff in the future, because I have the 2006 and the 2017 Samsung 360. I'm going to be doing some 360 videos. I'm actually cleaning up so that I can do a 360 office tour for you guys once I put together my new some of my new furniture. But this channel is good in a lot of ways. To start with, visually it's interesting. Visually, I do like this banner, this channel artwork, and so I think that that's definitely something different. And I think that that is cool, and I kind of get that this is about VR. I just would have liked something text-wise, one way or the other over here, maybe something here about subscribe and notifications, maybe something here just to let me know that it's VR and when to expect videos. So a little bit of text goes a long way. Let's take a look at thumbnails, and then I'll look at playlist. These thumbnails are good. So you started this channel 4 weeks ago. You started the channel a month ago. It looks like you've got 6, 12, 18, 21 videos. So 21 videos, almost 2,000 subscribers, very good views on these videos, very good thumbnails. What do you need my help with? You're fine. I don't know why you wanted a mini channel review. I don't think you need my help. I think you need to upload more videos, my friend. I think that that's your answer. You're getting a fantastic view to subscriber ratio. It looks like your channel is personality driven. Like, I haven't even watched the content, and I'm just looking at this, and you're doing fine. You have your setup here. Get into the Amazon affiliate program. Amazon burned me. They did end my account, so I have to use kit.com and other things and BH Photo Video to do my recommendations for affiliate links now. So thankfully, I have multiple affiliate programs. Thanks, Amazon. Yeah, I'm throwing them under the bus a little bit here. Unless, of course, they give me back in my account, in which case, like, great, Amazon, thank you. But in reality, I still use the Amazon Prime service. I literally use about maybe 6 different other Amazon services and products, including Alexa, so I'm not going to complain about them too much, but I do think that the fact that I made them over like $250,000 this year in gross revenue, and they didn't even consider reinstating my account once I fixed the thing they wanted me to fix, is garbage. But anyway, you should do Amazon affiliate Crow VR, and you should put the links for that in your YouTube setup. I see you got like a PO box for people to send you stuff, so that's cool. And you're in Canada. Canadian YouTubers are crushing it. Like Canadian YouTubers seem to be better than everybody else. I don't know. I might have a bias there. I'm not even Canadian, but I love Canada. It was great visiting for Bufferfest. Crow VR, you're doing just fine. I don't know that you need my help, dude. Like, I don't know that you need a channel review for real. You got a sweet intro that isn't too big. Wow, this is elaborate. You got green screen. All right, so the quality of your content and the fact that you're doing something unique and you're doing actual VR gameplay. All right, you're gonna dominate this niche, my friend. You're gonna crush it. So again, keep doing what you're doing and just upload more often and monetize with affiliate links, because your content is the reason your content is working. The reason your channel is doing so well is because you're doing something unique and different. You're doing high quality content, and you've gotten this far in just a month. That's really impressive. I only see positive growth for you, so keep going. Doing it with Jason. This is a friend of mine, and this is a DIY channel. Jason, you need better channel artwork, buddy. That's the big difference that I would say. You definitely need better channel artwork. Let's take a look at thumbnails. Thumbnails could be better. They're okay. 5,000, almost 5,000 subscribers. You're doing something right. Your community does love what you do. I think that you might need I have to check your tags to see if that's where you need help here. Because that could be your issue. Let's see what TubeBuddy has to say. Aside from Social Blade, guys, the tool that I'm using to analyze these channels right now is TubeBuddy. You can go to tubebuddy.com/awesome, use discount code Roberto's Buddy, and you'll get 20% off. But it's a tool that really helps you with YouTube SEO. There are a lot of tools I use. I have 25 tools I use for YouTube video coming up soon. Jason, you need to really work on ranking tags. I think that that's going to help you. Video production quality is fine. I think for the nature of what you do here, the content is quality. Get a better channel watermark. The "Are you subscribed" thing, this isn't playing out too well. Either use your face icon here or something else, the way that other people have a subscribe thing that looks a little bit better. And definitely do something about this channel artwork, my friend. I mean, there are a lot of DIY like YouTube channels out there, and like the best ones in terms of channel artwork. Like, all right, so this is a channel that has probably like a million subscribers. You see how clean this is? So that's an example, but that's DIY crafting. I know what you're doing is something different. Let's see what DIY network is doing. Again, something super clean. So again, you don't have to do what these other channels are doing. DIY tool YouTube channels. Maybe find something that's more hardware based, like as a YouTube channel to look at. But I think that wow, really good color grading on his part. Even this is a little bit better of an example, and they've got 40K subscribers. So Jason, I would say channel artwork and get your tags together, and you'll be better off. All right, so Midnight Madness. And guys, by the way, for these reviews, I'm taking super chats for these reviews. So that's how we're doing it, by lottery. And I'm only going to do that for maybe another couple of minutes. So you could probably get a few more of those in. and I might run through some of those reviews before we go back into our topic around monetization. I'd also be curious about some of the monetization real numbers behind smaller channels, about how much ad revenue they make. Again, I'm not even really super like thrilled about talking about ad revenue or how much do I make on YouTube, but I think that if I could see more data, and I'm seeing data from people and people are giving me that information, but I think if I could come to a consensus on that, I might understand what's happening a little bit better. Especially with smaller channels, because a lot of channels I have access to are bigger channels where I can get those numbers, but that may not be reflective of the normal. So Midnight Madness 4x4 is trucks, monster trucks, line mountain, and more, and racing. It says all of that, and then I don't see any 4x4s or trucks or anything in the banner. This wolf howling at the moon doesn't do anything for me if I'm into trucks or if I'm into things of that nature. So I don't know that that's helpful. Now, these thumbnails aren't bad, but they could be better. It looks like they're all stills from the video, which is one thing. And again, some of this stuff is cool, but I think that they could be a lot better. Now, there's a lot of content here, so I think that there's something to that. I think that maybe optimizing those titles might go a long way. But again, I don't know as much about the car and the truck niche. But I also think that maybe even having monster truck or 4x4 in the title of a video would go a long way if that's what people are interested in. Like this profile pic is more close to creating value and making you understand what you're watching than this banner is, so that's definitely part of it. But I think that thumbnails and titles here could be better and give more context, because like unless you're an enthusiast, and you might have to promote this channel outside of YouTube. I think that one of the things that people underestimate right now is like the success of like the videos on the trending page is partly due to their influence in outside of YouTube traffic. Traffic that comes from outside of YouTube to YouTube counts more than just things that happen in YouTube in terms of organic reach. And I think everybody is underestimating that. And I think that's where a lot of the whining around the trending page like comes from. Like you have to understand all these big TV shows that are in the trending page, they're driving outside traffic and it's working. So instead of complaining or whining, reverse engineer. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I get it. You think that everything should be homegrown YouTube, but if it's not, and you have no power to change it, then punch back by doing what's working, for Christ's sakes. Alright, rant over. But yeah, I think that this is, like, cool stuff, and, like, I just think that you gotta do something about these titles, because the content itself, if you're into this, is what people would want. I mean, look at this. Like, you're getting ready to see these two, like, trucks race. I mean, so I think if this is what people are into, that they need more context, and I think that a better thumbnail goes a long way. I also say for something like this, promoting it communities outside of YouTube that like that could definitely be a factor. So let's look at Vince's channel, Vince Leah, and this is food, health, and nutrition. Strong thumbnail game, but it should be because Vince is listening to me about thumbnails, so thanks, Vince. So strong thumbnail game. Probably need to do more In-N-Out burger videos, because that immediately stands out. I think a lot of the sugar-free, gluten-free stuff is going to pick up eventually. It may not in the... A channel like this may not get short-term views, but I think videos stack and get long-term views, and I think even looking at this, I think we're seeing the evidence of that, but some can pop. I think for a video on this channel to pop, I think the answer is that if a video on this channel can get 800 views in the first 24 hours, that video will be more successful. I think that's the real answer, is if this video can get between 500 to 800 views on the first 24 hours, the first day that it's up, that will pop. And when you're a smaller channel, that is an important thing. If you're a smaller channel, if you can get a ratio of 10% of, even if it's not the actual people that are subscribed to your channel, this is probably one of the most important statements I'll ever make about YouTube, right? If you can get 10%, well, I would say 5 to 10%, to be honest. If you can get 5 to 10% of whatever your of your subscriber ratio to views in a 24-hour period, your video has a better chance of reaching more people and being successful long term if you can accomplish that. Now, I'm using 5 to 10% because that's a number that you guys can wrap your head around, but it is also an arbitrary number in the sense that the views don't matter. Watch time matters, but I have no way to give you anything meaningful in terms of that watch time number that you would need in terms of minutes or hours watched. So if a video is between 3 to 8 minutes, what I'm going to say is that if you can get 5 to 10% of your audience or the equivalent of your audience to watch that video in a 24-hour period, then it will probably trigger enough cumulative 24-hour watch time to be promoted more organically in YouTube. To accomplish that, you cannot rely on YouTube to do all of your bloody work for you. You have to distribute in Facebook and Twitter and use Instagram stories or Snapchat or whatever it takes, or your blog or media attention or help from your friends to get traffic on that video. If you're a small YouTuber, do this. Play the game, what do they call it? Survivor, or whatever the reality TV shows. Make an alliance. Find 5 homies to do content with. You can't collab in person? Cool. Promote each other's videos. Shout each other out in videos. Link to each other's videos and create loops of people. If you like that content, you'll watch this video from my friend Jen. If you like this thing, watch this video from my friend Vince. If you like this thing, watch this video from my friend Sarah or whoever. Like, just go ahead and start working together as a squad, even if you don't do it in person, and promote each other and figure that out. Just steal the Team 10 strategy. Just steal the low gang strategy, right? Just do that, and your channel will perform better, and you will grow faster, if nothing else. If you can't figure anything else out, do that, right? Stop relying on YouTube to do all the work. That is the biggest issue I have with new and small creators, is that, and it's misinformation. It's fine. It's not anything against them. It's that there's so much misinformation about how YouTube works, and I think people rely on YouTube too much for the ad revenue, for distribution. If YouTube is going to do all the work, then why are they even bothering giving you any money or doing anything if you expect them to do everything? I mean, that's, as an entrepreneur, that's how I feel about it. Again, people can agree to disagree on that. But here's what I'll tell you. Almost no other platform works as hard on behalf of its content creators and the people who drive traffic to it as YouTube. LinkedIn ain't working as hard to get you out there as YouTube is. Facebook isn't working as hard to get you out there as YouTube is. Twitter and Instagram are not working as hard to get you out there as YouTube is. YouTube is probably the hardest working platform on the behalf of its creators, both from an ad revenue standpoint and from a distribution standpoint. We got to step up our game. That's the only thing that's ever worked for me in life, is stepping it up, grinding harder, more hustle. Working smarter, working harder is the only thing that's ever worked for me in my entire life. Relying on other people, hit or miss. Relying on platforms, hit or miss. Relying on the corporations to do the right thing, hit or miss. Praying. You know what? Sometimes God says no. At the end of the day, rely on yourself, hustle harder, and build the right relationships, and then rely on friends that prove to be reliable. And I would say that will make a difference for you, if not in YouTube, then in your actual life. Rant number 2 over. All right, so let's look at the Fun Time crew. Let's lighten things up a little bit. Wow, we got some more super chats here. We'll dig into a couple of these. I see you guys responding to it. I appreciate you guys so much. like the engagement you guys give, and not just with the super chats, the way that you guys communicate and the way you guys even interact with each other in the comments, the way you support each other, like that has not gone unnoticed by me. And there are some things that I plan to do to reward that, but that has not gone unnoticed by me. I've noticed there are a lot of you that are extraordinarily helpful to the entire Create Awesome community. Everybody here, you constantly follow up when I can't. You encourage people, you answer questions, you do research, and you keep things very positive. And I just need you guys to know how much I appreciate that, and that has not gone unnoticed. And I think that's important. I think acknowledging when people do the good things and do the right things are very. I think it's a practical thing to do, but I also think without getting heavy-handed, it's the right thing to do. Right? If you want people to behave well, you have to reward good behavior. If you want people to step up and you want people to be positive, you have to set that example. And I'm not perfect, and I never claimed to be a role model. I never claimed to do what I do. You have to figure out what works and what's right for you, and I've always encouraged that. And I continue to, and I think that, we're all, like, it sounds hokey to say we're all in this together, but think about it. We literally are all in this together because, like, if we weren't, literally think about what that would look like, right? It's insanity. So, again, I guess the short version for too long didn't read is thanks. So anyway, fun time crew. Right off the bat, I like these thumbnails. Jesus. These are some of the better guys. These are some of the better thumbnails. I think everyone's underestimating how important good thumbnails are to the success of a channel. I feel like I want to do a series, like a 5-part series on what makes a good thumbnail, because I think people still aren't getting it. But I have to time that in a certain way because there's a product that I'm going to put out that's going to help with that too. So maybe I'll release that series when I'm launching that product or after I've launched that product, and then that probably is practical for me because we have to make this practical for me. Geez, why do you need a channel review from me? Like, okay, it's the views. I think that's where you're wanting a channel review from me, right? The fact that you've got 5,000 people, but you're not getting the views, but your thumbnails are so good. I think it might be an issue of you need to do more distribution outside of YouTube. Your thumbnails came a long way. Look at where you started on the thumbnails, and then look at where you are today. Like, these thumbnails are still as good as anything that Jake and Logan Paul do. Wow. Like, but what's the most popular video on the channel? So let's look at that. What? Wait, you have a video with 3 million views? I don't even have a video with 3... Well, it's kids, so yeah. Like, you have 3 million views, but that's from a year ago. And it's Play-Doh. And then, like, that's Star Wars related. Okay. And was this probably when... Maybe this was like when that dinosaur movie came out a year ago, I think. And then the rest of these that get thousands of views. All right, so here's a pattern I noticed. Play-Doh videos do really well for you guys. Slime videos do really well for you guys. And anything to do with Frozen or any Disney movies or any brands and Spider-Man and things of that nature do really well for you guys. So I think your issue with views is your content strategy. Slime and Elmer's Glue, like, all right, so if you're a kids channel or you want to do a family kids channel, you want to play with toys, you want to do things, the lesson that I'm seeing here is brands and products and franchises that are very kid-friendly, very Disney-esque, very much those, that makes sense. And that will get attention, and that has worked for you, and that has been proven. I would do more of that. I would do much more of that if your goal here is views and growth, and if you want to, get the most out of your channel. I think that that's what's been proven to be successful here, versus what has not. So if I go backwards from that, you doing more generic stuff has not worked as well if you look at the difference. Because here, you're doing stuff that might be more generic in nature. And again, the Elmer's Slime starter kit thing, you did that yesterday and it's only got 80 views versus when you did this other Elmer's glue thing, it got a lot. Like, there might be some hit or miss things. Let's take a look at something to see if tags could be an issue, because maybe TubeBuddy could help you here. Video quality, obviously good. Production values, obviously good. The thumbnails are good. There's still room for improvement on the thumbnails. Aha! Generic tags. Generic tags. You guys have to watch my video on TubeBuddy and tagging. Like, if you go to my channel and you go to how to tag YouTube videos and get more views step by step, this video will help you. It's not an accident that it's got 60,000 views on it and it's a year old, almost a year old. This how to tag YouTube videos and get more views step by step. Yes, it's a 20-minute video. I did 3 different types of videos and showed you how I tag 3 different types of videos. And that's why I might do an updated video to that, but that video is still gold right now, so don't wait on me or rely on me to do an update. Do not use one-word tags. You know, like Elmer's slime, like, starter pack. If I were to click into TubeBuddy, what does this tell me in the Tag Explorer? Like, let's see what it says. So, most used tags for ranking videos. DIY slime. That could have been very smart to put into the title or even to the description. Elmer's slime. Let's see what gets recommended off of that. Let's do a search. This is how I use TubeBuddy, guys. Go to tubebuddy.com/awesome and use discount code Roberto's Buddy, and that will probably help you. Yeah, DIY slimes, Elmer's glue, making slime, Elmer's slime. Those are things that would have Elmer's glitter glue. Like, there's all kinds of suggested videos. And Elmer's slime kits, Elmer's slime recipes, Elmer's slime starter pack, starter kit, kit review, kit target. Putting these in combination. You notice that nothing here is just a one-word tag compared to what you have. So these would have all done better. And then let's see what the results are. Let's see what some of the competition is. So you know that this stuff for Elmer's slime, like, can get stuff. You guys are ranking for it. So ranking is good, but recommended, I believe that when you optimize this stuff correctly, you can get more recommended and related videos. And then imagine if your video is recommended from something with 1 million views. That can instantly boost your video in terms of more views and watch time and relevance. So again, I think those things are important. I also think putting your videos in, like, groups that are, like, for families that are looking for clean, safe entertainment on YouTube could be important. And if you don't know of any Facebook groups like that, build one. I think all of you are underestimating building your own Facebook group and encouraging people to share stuff there. Don't let it get spammy, though. Make a thread where people are only allowed to do it for a certain period of time in the day, but the rest of it is discussion. And I think that these things can help you with driving traffic. I still feel like Facebook pages are underestimated. So, fun time crew. I hope that helps. Patrick, oh, your channel's gotta definitely, maybe, sort of, like, I don't know. If that's in your actual, like, descriptions of anything, your channel might get demonetized. Build your own killing machine. Earn your orbs. Deltran does FE Heroes. So, I'm not even sure what this is about. I think it's a gaming channel. But I think it's a gaming channel. See, that's the problem. With you guys' headers, sometimes you guys are trying to be too clever and it doesn't make things clear. If I have no idea what is going on and I look at your header, that's a problem. Like, again, I made mine. Creative entrepreneurship and motivation. It's like, okay, I get that. I'm a creative person. I might be an entrepreneur, or I'm looking for some motivation. Okay, this is for me. Like, so make your stuff clear. I have no idea what this is, and I'm not familiar. So, unless it's that you're only for the FE Heroes community, which you might be, then Fire Emblem, okay. So, like, I would like to see, like, more stuff Fire Emblem. I would have liked to see the characters. I would, like, your thumbnails are good. Your thumbnails, that should be what's on your header. Look at that. There's a huge difference. You're getting views. You haven't hit 1,000 subscribers yet. You're getting views. So, aside from your thumbnail game is tight, and you're getting views. You're really getting views. Okay. The help you need from me is clearly only on branding, because Other than that, you're winning. So, I mean, that's a thing. You're crushing it. So the only thing you probably need to hear from me, Patrick, is fix your channel header. Make that better. Maybe ask people in the channel header to do notifications. Your channel header art should be as good as this. As for your thumbnails, one thing I'll suggest is you're cutting yourself out in Photoshop. Your face looks a little flat here. Punch up the colors. Use either curves or levels. Take a little bit of the redness out of your face in some of these. And I think that goes a long way. I think a lot of people, they cut themselves out, they do these elaborate backgrounds, but then they never color grade themselves in the Photoshop to be sharper or do anything, and it just comes out flat. So I would do that. I would consider doing also some photo shoot so that you could just cut yourself out anytime. You don't have to be wearing the same shirt or the same thing for your videos, but if you are worried about that, make your own merch. Wear your own merch in your videos, and then you're wearing a uniform basically, and then you look the same in all of your thumbnails, and that helps. So you could do that, and then just do a photo shoot so that you have what you need. And so I would take a look at that so that you can Photoshop yourself into better situations more easily, do all the facial expressions. So I think the big thing I have that helps you is more Photoshop than anything. The other thing I would say is maybe, okay, I think you should build, I'm looking at your stuff. If you do anything that does have the gameplay or does pop the characters up on screen or something, the character pop on screen is good. Framing wise, pull the camera back and go more head and shoulders. Don't cut off your head in that manner. You could stand to get a little bit further away from the camera. So I like sometimes commenting on production. This isn't bad. The lighting's a little bit harsh. I have some. I need to do some more stuff around video production. Guys, do you want me, let me know in the comments if you're watching the replay. Let me know in the live chat here too. Do you guys want me to do more content on video production? Because I think video production would help a lot of you. Most of you are crushing it on video production, but I still think there's some tips that could help many people on that. I've been leaning harder on the video editing, but I think I need to show you guys more about camera technique and framing and filming. I might need to do a mini series around that. I have something coming up on how to film product reviews, but I might need to do something on even how to do, like, how to film regular YouTube videos. Like maybe how to film a YouTube video for beginners might be a video that I need to make explaining a little bit of the process and the setup. So I think that might be important. I don't think you have to do 3-point lighting. And I don't always do 3-point lighting, but that's partly because of my complexion. Here's another thing I'll say, Patrick, is when you do a video like this, pay attention to the framing. You could scale down those characters a little bit so that your face doesn't end up like behind them. I think as an editing choice that would be important. I think even consider cropping in frame. I don't know what software you're using, but I think that if you are using even basic video editing software, there are some things you could do that would make this come out better. There might be even areas of your room that might be better to film in, that are still practical. So just like really think about these things. But again, you're doing a good job in conveying your information, your personality, because you got 1,000 subscribers and you're getting usually, well, you're not at quite 1,000 subscribers, but you're usually averaging 1,000 views per video regardless. Like, and you get good watch time, you get good average view duration on your videos. You get a high like ratio. So I don't think that you're doing anything so horrible, but I think that if you make some improvements, Patrick, that your channel could go far because you're getting good growth, you're getting good traction, you're getting strong views. People enjoy your personality, clearly. I think that your production values can improve. I think that some things on your editing can improve. I have a lot of content that would help with that. Thumbnail game is strong. That's why you're getting clicks, regardless of how the video production is. And this is a great example, guys. Imperfect video production is not trumped by really good thumbnails and titles and knowing your audience and knowing your niche. Patrick is a great example for us on that. So, Patrick, thank you for submitting Super Chat because you let me make some strong points. Guys, by the way, quick hack. Do me a favor. I need more followers in Instagram, and I'm doing motivational content in Instagram. So if you're feeling demotivated, my Instagram is the jam for you, clearly. So do me a favor. Hit that follow button. Show me some love on the comments. Be part of the conversation. Get in here. And also, you'll see behind the scenes stuff. So if you want to see who I'm rocking selfies with, you'll get your Gary V's, Peter McKinnon's, Sean Duras's. You see behind the scenes of some of the stuff I'm working on, motivation, and some practical advice, and some real talk, and some lack of punches pulled. My Instagram stories are also prolifically ranty if you're into that. So just a reminder. All right, so let's hit up some more of your super chats. So we got Husky Squad here, and we got some more super chats that I can probably take a look at real quick, and then we can get back on our topic, because I still think that there's a lot we can cover on this monetization issue, and I'm still reading some of you guys' comments about this. I think it really matters. I think that with regard to the YouTube monetization issue, that it's painful, but if we wait it out 6 months, I think that the machine learning will work, but I think we could cut that down to 3 months or less if YouTube did, at least in part, what Casey Neistat is suggesting, with taking at least, not even all, but a pool of some of the larger creators, automatically queuing them for manual review without submissions, so that then we can manually tell the algorithm, hey, you're doing this wrong. It corrects it faster than letting it do it on its own organically. And I think that the slowness of what we're experiencing is because it's going organically versus someone manually stepping in and correcting it and slapping its hand and saying, hey, hands off this type of video. And I think that we could get there faster. What I would do if I were YouTube in that situation is I would probably pull 10 channels from every genre. I would probably pull like the 10 biggest channels from every genre. And again, I know a lot of small YouTubers would be a little bit against that, but here's why it makes sense. They're uploading the most, which means we can correct the problem faster. That's what scalability looks like. So I think that we could correct the problem faster. So I'm going to review some of these channels that submitted for Super Chat here, but I still want to talk about this monetization thing. So let me switch the view real quick for you guys. So, I mean, I think what I would do is, we got all these genres in YouTube, right? Like if I go to Social Blade, if I go to Social Blade, hope I didn't hit anything important in terms of what you call it, those shortcut keys by accident earlier. So if I go to like Social Blade, right? And let me pull this up on screen for you guys. So if I go to Social Blade and I look at the top list and I look at these categories of YouTube, you can see the main categories of YouTube: automotive, comedy, education, which is me, entertainment, film, gaming, science and technology, shows, how-to, music, news and politics, nonprofit, activism, people and blogs, which is usually vlogs, pets and animals, sports, and travel. These are pretty much your staples. These are your, I think, 18 main categories of YouTube. So if we look at that, and then if we looked at like the top creators in these categories, then what we would find is we'd find like patterns. We'd find who's uploading the most, and then what we could do with that kind of data is we could use that kind of data and we could accelerate the machine learning understanding what is appropriate and what is not appropriate to flag a lot faster than just letting it run amok the way it's doing now and figure it out on its own. It's us stepping in and helping it learn to ride its bike instead of just saying, oh, you'll be fine. It's us coaching it instead of just throwing it into the pool and saying, learn to swim, because if this thing is struggling, then we are getting penalized because it's struggling. So I think an intervention by using the people at the top for speed then actually scales and does actually trickle down to the smaller creators, because if it fixes the problem on the biggest channels that upload the most frequently, then it has the most data to work with as a pool of information to say what is and isn't appropriate. And also, the biggest creators probably take some of the biggest risk with content they do, because sometimes they can take the hit. So I think that makes sense. So, I mean, that's just something I'm thinking about, and that's how I would approach the problem. But I'd love to know some of your thoughts on that, because, like, I don't get everything right. I'm not perfect. I'm not, a genius. So, like, maybe I'm wrong about that. So here's something interesting. Someone asked, Kawani's Kitchen asked, Roberto, with a lot of big YouTubers leaving, does that make room for the smaller YouTubers to grow? There's always room for the smaller YouTubers to grow. The big YouTubers have nothing to do with you. Your success or failure on this platform has nothing to do with big YouTubers, unless big YouTubers destroy advertiser confidence and advertisers leave the platform or boycott. Then that affects you. If big YouTubers get negative press that hurts advertiser confidence, that will take money out of your pocket, and then that hurts you. Other than that, big YouTubers being here or leaving doesn't help or hurt you. In fact, if big YouTubers left, the way it hurts you is maybe there are people who only or mostly are into YouTube because of them, and if they leave, maybe their people leave with them, and then that's less people for you to potentially have as an audience because they're not on the platform anymore. Look at people leaving, like, Snapchat for Instagram. That has an impact. So I don't think it frees up room at the top. There's so much room at the top, it's ridiculous. You got 50 million people uploading to YouTube. Only 500, 600 people have a gold play button, ladies and gentlemen. Only about 60,000 to 80,000 creators have a silver play button. Like, a lot more people have gotten these recently, and it didn't take big creators leaving for that to happen. It just came down to people stepping their game up and finding an audience. And here's the thing. Too many of you, the reason you're not growing is because you're looking at big creators too hard and you just want to be like them or copy them because you admire them. A lot of you would actually grow if you did your own thing, because, I mean, look at some of the channels we looked at. People wouldn't have thought to do that. Like an actual, like, let's play channel for VR video games that shows virtual reality content, that's a novel idea. Like, how many people are doing that? I only know about the one guy now because he submitted a super chat review. So guess what that means? There's room for people who want to do the VR and the 360 stuff to crush it, because how many people are doing it? Like, PewDiePie, like, has not been on YouTube for 10 years. He's been on YouTube for 7 years, and he only blew up in the last, like, couple of years. And why did that happen? He took comedy and dark humor and let's play gaming and united them and sketch comedy, and now he's more sketch comedy, and that is what grew him out of nowhere. Markiplier, same thing. Jacksepticeye, same thing. There was and they all three of the big three do it differently, right? But there were so many people doing let's plays before these guys showed up in 2010, 2012, and 2013 respectively. Like, before these guys, like, really started crushing it, there were big gaming channels already. Smosh Games was killing it already. So, room at the top, big people leaving, opening up room for the bottom, I don't know what people are thinking with that. It doesn't work that way. It's never worked that way. Even in the world of real business, it's never worked that way. Friendster and MySpace were already here. Zucks came and crushed it. It doesn't matter what other people do. Francis asks, Francois asks, Roberto, how many ads do you place in your videos? Is there an ideal number of ads to put? This is a fantastic question, Francois, and I will give you the answer after I play this ad. So, with regard to how many ads to place, if you have a video under 10 minutes, you only get to place one ad before the video. If you have a video longer than 10 minutes, you can place multiple ads. You can place ads at the end, and you can place mid-roll ads. When you do that, there is a chance that people go away or drop off, but you do get to make more money. So it's a matter of knowing your audience, and it's also based on your content. If you do long-form content in the form of live streams or a long-form sketch comedy show like The Nostalgia Critic, breaking it up and putting an ad in the middle like a commercial break in a 22-minute video, putting it in minute 12 makes perfect sense. It's just like television at that point. So I would think, that's a practical approach. The more ads you put in, the more opportunities you have to monetize. One of the things that I do is I check all the options for monetization that are possible. And so that definitely helps. Civil Guy says, sorry, I just joined the stream so late, just got out of class. No problem. Watch the replay and also have DVR enabled so you can actually scroll back. We did some super chats earlier for reviews. We're going to do a few more of those before we close out. And we talked heavily about the YouTube monetization issue. We discussed some things that maybe YouTube could do. We're talking about other ways to monetize a little bit. We talked about the algorithm. Something I brought up is that search and discovery and the advertising algorithm are two completely separate systems. There are multiple algorithms in YouTube. In terms of slang, we refer to it as the algorithm, but there are multiple YouTube algorithms, and they all actually interact and control different systems and functions within YouTube. Search and Discovery's algorithm is very different than the algorithm for advertising. And so if your stuff is demonetized or limited on ads, that's not the same thing as limiting it on reach in terms of search and discovery and recommendations. I know that there's been some anecdotal stuff that people have been throwing out regarding that, but we haven't seen anything that's verifiable that's true. And I pointed out that Tim Schmoyer's done excellent research on that. In fact, Tim, thanks for joining the live stream. Thanks for the super chat, my friend. And Tim, we actually peeked at your video earlier. In fact, I'm going to make sure that I'm dropping the link to that video in the description here. I'm just going to update the description in real time because, guys, I want you to make sure you watch that video from Tim. And so I'm going to put that link down below for you. Tim's video on YouTube demonetization. So that's updated in the description for you guys so you can watch that. But we did look into it, and I think that Tim made some excellent points about what's going on with that situation that I agree with. And again, we want to reiterate that there are separate systems for the demonetization and search and discovery. Again, a lot of conspiracy theorists will tell you that, oh, wow, it's suppressing you if you get demonetized, and we haven't found any evidence to suggest that that's true. We've, quite the opposite, if anything. So again, Roberto, how do you get that background? Oh, do you mean when you say, how do I get that background, do you mean this? So for those of you who are wondering how I just did that, I use a live streaming program called Wirecast. I'm actually going to be doing a webinar with Wirecast on the 16th. So definitely tune into my social media. I'll be announcing that, and I'll be linking you guys up to that webinar. You'll want to check it out. Wirecast is my live streaming appliance, and I upgraded to Wirecast 8 recently. They actually hooked me up with a upgrade, so thanks Wirecast for that. Hashtag not sponsored, but they did hook me up. I'm going to be doing a review on this. I've been using it. I was paying for it, so I actually now have 2 licenses, which that's pretty cool. But the other license was for the old version, so I don't think that works anymore. But you could do this with OBS for free, but it's much more complicated. So that's why I like Wirecast. As for this background, I designed this background myself in Photoshop, and let me sneak peek you guys something. I'm going to sneak peek you guys something that I'm working on. So something I'm working on for Awesome Creator Academy is, one, in my group mentoring program, a lot of people get extra bonus downloads and freebies, including templates. But I'm working on something where I'm making a template pack where I'm going to have 3 or 4 template packs with like 10 different Photoshop thumbnails that I did. And I did these as artboards, and I give you all the layers and all the things so that you can actually make your own really cool thumbnails that are based on the standard techniques in YouTube that the most popular YouTubers make. So when I do this, I'm going to be unleashing this as its own product that I call the YouTube Starter Pack. And I'm going to do the same thing with channel artwork because I know some of you are struggling on that. And I'm going to be doing the same thing with end cards and also live streaming templates like the one I made. So that's something that I'll be selling pretty much soon. I'll make an announcement when I do. But I'm working on developing a lot of these products that can help people and not just online courses. So I think that selling these templates and selling these packs are going to help people a lot. And they help you also understand and break down the actual techniques in Photoshop to do things like these outlines that I've done tutorials around, and how to like really make backgrounds like pop, the colors that I use, how to divide this, like, so there'll be some information on that, and it supplements my tutorials because maybe my tutorials help you understand tools, but you still can't make something that looks like this. So at least if you have this as a starting point, you can edit it, and then you can get something that looks like the Don't Laugh challenges that Markiplier does, or you can get something that looks like the beauty thumbnails that Zoella does, or something of that nature. So, that's something that I'm working on. So again, I just wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek of that. So that's coming soon. But yeah, I make my own backgrounds, I make my own thumbnails, I do all my own art. That's how I do it. Alright, so we've got a couple of channels that have submitted for Super Chat, and I think that this is going to be it for the lineup. So let's take a quick peek at that, and then we'll wrap this up because we're like an hour and 20 minutes in. And then I will interact with you guys a little bit in the chat for like 10 minutes. Actually, I'm going to take a live call, something I've never done. Yeah, what's up, Jason? I'm live right now. I'm live right now. I'm live on YouTube right now. Oh, no, you're good. I was actually wondering why you're not in the live stream, but you're heading down somewhere, huh?
Yeah, I'm heading down to CES.
Oh, okay, you're going to CES. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Like, upload that footage. Like, your channel will crush it. Like, you will be able to actually do some really legit stuff. Do that. Let me know how it goes, and then hit me up later.
Alright, cool. Have fun on the live.
Alright, take care. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Liebman, Jay Liebs, and here's what I'm going to do for him is, let's see here. I'm just going to really quickly kind of do something he won't be expecting. So guys, Jason has actually been a big help on the back end of some things with me in YouTube, and actually has worked the camera for me at a lot of the conferences that you see me speak at. He has no idea I'm doing this. Go check out his channel and see if you like the content, because there's a lot of cool, different, interesting stuff. He interviews people, he interviews artists, so if you're into the kind of stuff I do, he interviewed a lot of the comic book artists at Comic-Con. He actually talked with my friend Owen Video, who, if you guys are trying to grow a YouTube channel, you've probably watched Owen Video before, Owen Hemsath. So there's a lot of cool stuff, and they're also doing a web series called Adult Beverages. So again, there's some cool stuff here on his channel. He's a small creator out in Jersey, and whenever I'm up north, he really helps me out. So if you're interested in just peeking at some of this content, well, you can check out his channel, youtube.com/jleebs. He has no idea that I just, like, previewed the channel here. We also worked on a web series together with like our friend Jared Kleiner, 3 Billion Under 30. So again, behind the scenes, Jason's actually a good video editor too, and I've sent some work his way. So again, this is somebody I actually work with and that I believe in as a creator. He needs to fix his channel artwork though, but again, another rant, right? So anyway, there you go, Jason. Wonder if you're watching the replay. So let's look at creator fundamentals real quick. Creator fundamentals on growing your channel. Let's get started on growing your channel. Creator fundamentals. Channel artwork isn't bad. The textured background is not doing anything for me. In fact, it's actually really distracting. So I would change that. I don't know if the blue's working, but I think actually, I take that back. For the thumbnails, the blue's working. I would make it the flat color that it is and make that in the banner. So there's that. Thumbnail strategy is good. I'm really curious as to like the thought process behind starting this particular YouTube channel. There are a lot of great YouTube channels about growing a YouTube channel, but I'd have to watch the content before I comment on what like the nature of that. Because the thing is, I think I've seen some of these videos, to be honest, and I think that I liked them. And I'm just gonna like confirm that real quick because like I think I've seen these. And there are a few other small channels that are helping small creators. I think that if you're going to do a channel like this, don't focus on things that like seem trendy, like growing fast, but core basics are important. I do like how you're actually getting into data here. I would love to see more of that in videos. But I want to see if channels are going to start trying to help creators that are small channels themselves, or have not previously gotten their other channel that wasn't about growing a YouTube channel to a certain point, like maybe 50,000 or 100,000 subscribers. If you haven't done a channel that's not about YouTube, that you haven't gotten to 50 to 100,000 subscribers, that's okay. But I want it to be, in my mind, what I would want it to be is I'd want it to be very community based. I'd want it to be a lot of the common questions, and I'd want it to be very much about the absolute fundamentals and basics. And I think that that's a lot of what you're doing here. And so I do like that. Your thumbnails are strong, which means you do understand that aspect of it. I like that you said every YouTuber starts at 0. That's something that I've like gone on record saying a lot. I like this background that you got going here. I think that might be green screened in, so I like that. It's clean green screen, which is hard to do, so props on that. Let's see what TubeBuddy is saying about search rankings. You need to focus your tags. I think that could help. And then I think the descriptions need to be healthier. So I think even on your channel, there's still some basics that you have to cover in terms of implementation. And that's what I want to see channels that are about growing a YouTube channel do, is I want to see them implementing the best practices on their channels more. I want them to also highlight that if they have a channel that's not YouTube related, I want them to highlight and use their previous channel or the channel that they're building in real time as an example, because I think that helps people put this into perspective, and then it's not just another channel that's YouTube tips to grow on YouTube to get to be a big YouTuber talking about YouTube. And again, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm using this as an example, as a teaching lesson, because I think that your content looks really good. But I also think that there are things here that could improve, which is why you're asking for a channel review. I think that I'm glad that most of you are asking for channel reviews because you want actual advice. I think some people think that channel reviews constitute a shout out, and I don't think they do. I think that, if anything, they're more of a teaching lesson, and I think that I like that you explain the cost of a green screen and the equipment, because I think people overestimate how much this stuff costs, and that it actually can be done in very budget friendly. So props on that. So I like what you're doing there. I like that I see things that feel different from my friend Nick Nimmin. who I definitely think some of this is inspired by, but I see that you do it your way and different. So, and that's the right thing. I want people to look at people they admire and then make something their own. And I think that as you go on, you then find your own voice. Tim Schmoyer talked about being inspired in format by Philip DeFranco until he found his own way and his own voice. And so I think that that's an important thing to highlight. I think that that matters. You don't need any help on thumbnails. You really need to get tagging and descriptions a little stronger. What else? That header. I think the header can be much better. I think your thumbnails show that your headers can be much better. So I would focus on that. So yeah, I like the idea of small YouTubers documenting their process and journey, but I like them doing a video, a channel that's not about YouTube to also use as the example of how they implemented what they did. So the binge zone. I see what you were going for with your header, the binge zone. Typography. Typography is one of the things that if I do a series about YouTube thumbnails, that I'm going to do a dedicated video to type and typography, because it's the thing that I see that you're weakest on in your thumbnails and in your channel header and just in general. And the social media stuff, it should all be over here using the links. Putting it here serves no purpose, and it also distracts, and you can't really read it. So the binge zone, you definitely want to work on that. You're getting views based on your popular videos. Let's go look at your video library as a whole. You have stuff that's hit or miss. Your thumbnail artwork is good, but again, the typography it's really bad. It's really bad. You gotta watch any video, watch a video from my friend Will Patterson on typography and on choosing fonts, or just stick with a sans serif font, my friend. Like something that's gotta oh man, these fonts are hurting my eyes. That's real. I'm not even joking or being mean. I'm literally, when typography is done wrong, it actually can hurt your eyes and it can be distracting, and that's actually a real problem. And then in terms of layout, some of this stuff, if you're going to do a reaction video, then I think that it's a little bit extra work, but I think if you're going to do reaction videos, that you either put the thing on a green screen behind you, you have the green screen set up there, or you do something like what I have set up here for the live chat, where if you're going to do a reaction video, you make something here where it's got the video in the screen, and then you have your graphics and you have stuff. And I think that it's the same thing if you're doing Let's Plays. I'd like to see PewDiePie do something that's more like that, because he's a Photoshop god. He said it himself, and I agree with him that he's really good. He's really talented. Most of you don't realize PewDiePie was going to be a graphic designer if YouTube didn't work out and he had gotten the internship. He would have been working at a very prestigious design company, or advertising company rather, agency in the UK, and maybe he wouldn't be the biggest YouTuber right now. He'd probably still have 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, but he wouldn't be the biggest YouTuber if he had focused on his graphic design career, and he would have had a successful graphic design career. But I think he's making more money this way, so it worked out. Congrats. If this was a Merlot instead of cranberry juice, that would have had more effect, and it should be a goblet instead of a glass. I need to be fancy. Hashtag make Roberto fancy again. So, yeah, if you're going to do reaction videos, I think that the little bit of effort into presentation from a graphic design standpoint, it might feel like a little bit of effort, but once you make the template, it's easy. It's easy. So I think that that goes a long way. So I think that that would make a huge difference. So, yeah, I think that if you're going to do reaction videos, then that's definitely a better way to do them. I also think you got to work on your tags, because this isn't working. So, again, watch my tutorial on that. Guys, it's important. How to tag YouTube videos and get more views in YouTube step by step using TubeBuddy, tubebuddy.com/awesome, linked in the description below. Discount code Roberto's Buddy gets you 20% off. I think that's important, because it can make a real difference in that first 24 hours of getting the views and watch time you need to get the video to be pushed more. And again, I think design-wise, if you do something like what I've got going on here with the super chats for reaction videos, that they stand out and they will look better. I would prefer to see that if that's what you're gonna do. So better typography on your thumbnails. Like, look at some better fonts for that. Better channel artwork. Your profile pic is fine. And do some artwork for your reaction videos to put them in an interface like how I've got set up, and I think that goes a long way. All right, so we've got Schweeb. Nice job on the channel artwork. Maybe put something here that tells people to subscribe and click notifications. Maybe that helps. So let's see. We got these playlists. So I intuit from this tells me that it's about gaming, so I love that, and I love your profile pic. I love that you chose a caricature. I think maybe that caricature being in more of your thumbnails helps, but I think that when you do, I think that, like, the travel vlog stuff, like, is probably throwing the channel off a little bit. If it's gonna be games, if you're gonna do games, you get to do games and you get to do skits. And if you have a strong personality, you get to do a vlog. But if you're going to do games, you gotta do games. Dollar Dude, thank you for the $5 super chat. So yeah, if you're gonna do games, you kind of gotta do games. If you want to do a travel vlog, maybe make another channel. Unless you were doing mobile gaming, because then that could be different. Your live streams are your best performing videos. I would probably do more of those live streams. Channel artwork for this is good, but instead of just like make it, live stream 3, live stream 7, the channel artwork gets repetitive. I think you have to change up the channel artwork. I don't think you can make it that repetitive. And I think it'll be a problem for people who want to click. I also think that this interface that you have set up for your thing could... it might seem like not a big deal, but I think you can make it a little nicer by doing something like what I have set up, so that the anything you need in the interface doesn't block actual gameplay. It will make the gameplay screen smaller, but I think that that's more practical. So that's the route I would go, and that's why I did that for my live streams. So I think that that is something I would tell you in terms of how you can improve this. So I hope that that helps and gives you something to work on. All right, so Get Mads, 4,000 subscribers. Looks like this is an animation YouTube channel, maybe. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm finally reviewing an animation YouTube channel. The thing that I get asked so many times, right? All right, so obviously the content is good. It's getting good engagement. So there's that. Didn't reach all the subs. Surprising on an animation channel, because if you subscribe to an animation channel, usually you do want to watch everything. It's gotten some strong views on certain things. Let's see. You got some different playlists. You've been featured on some other things, so you're collabing. So for a small animation channel, I still think this is doing pretty good overall. Not everything gets the views, and animation channels don't need to get all their views up front. Now, for the fact that you literally started with doing like some videos, I guess, about Keemstar for whatever reason, or iDubbbz or something like that, and then you decided to start getting serious about what you can actually do. For the fact that you got this many subscribers and you actually only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos on your animation, and it looks like you put out 1 video a month, you're doing great. Here's what I think animation channels like yours should be doing. When you are not actually, like, the animation is your hero content. We've talked about YouTube content strategy. Hub, help, and hero. You should have a tutorial video about an affordable or cheap app to do animation. You should literally make some tutorial videos about how you're animating this stuff and show clips from your animation. And you should have an animated intro for your tutorials, so that still is an animation style channel, and you should reference your animations in your tutorials, and then you can make tutorials, because tutorials are something you can put out once a week. I get that this animation you're making might be something that you can only put out once a month because of the process, and because you're making longer animations. You're making 4 or 5 minute animations. That's a lot of work. Explosion only does like 1 or 2 minute animations. So doing these longer animations, I think that you can do like tutorials and get out tutorials once a week. I also would encourage you to do shorts. I would encourage you to literally do 30 and 60-second animations, and like, I know that the YouTube algorithm favors watch time, but you'll get so much watch time from views from that get people to binge watch your videos that you'll be fine. So that's the other strategy I'll give you, because I think that you're fine on thumbnails. I think you're fine on channel artwork. I think you're fine on views. I think your issue is strategy and how to get more content out. So that's why I'm giving you a strategy. And your strategy should be that you should do some 30 to 60 minute shorts. You should do some tutorials, and you should use those shorts not just in YouTube. You should post those shorts not just in YouTube where you're going to get ad money. You should be posting them in Instagram, and you should be posting them in Twitter and Facebook, and maybe even something for Snapchat, because you can build brand awareness and you can get more people to come to your YouTube channel to watch your longer content. And so that's the difference. And also, you could get work out of it. So I would encourage you to do that. Another great way to, something else you should do, and here's a challenge to any of you who are YouTube animators. I'm going to make a deal here. I'm going to, if I want to do like a couple of like animate thing, get some stuff animated for my channel, here's what my trade is. I'll make a trade with you YouTube animators out there. 30 minutes of consultation from me one-on-one about your business model or your YouTube channel or your social media, in exchange for a 30 to 60 second animated skit thing for my channel that's fun and informative and fits my personality and works. So I like 3 to 5 animators out of whoever hits me up on that to make that deal. I'll look at your work, and then I'll pick 3 to 5 people, and I'll give you a little bit of free one-on-one consulting via Zoom or Skype or whatever, in exchange for 30 to 60 seconds of animation of a piece of content that I can use in social media or even put up on my YouTube channel, and then that also will link back to you and credit you and so on and so forth. So that's my offer. And again, this content strategy of make tutorials on how you do your animation and also make shorts so that you can get more people to get content out more frequently. This is what will grow your channel, because then you have Hub, Help, and Hero, and then you also have something that can get you traction from the other social media to help trigger watch time in the algorithm. So that's my advice. Also, a content strategy hack: make animated shorts about big YouTubers, and maybe you get their attention, and maybe they hire you for work and you get real money, and maybe that also gets you attention from the YouTube community, because apparently putting Jake or Logan in your thumbnail in any way actually grows your channel for some reason or the other. I don't know, because I don't pander to 14-year-olds. So, rant over. So there's that. Glad we finally got to do an animation channel. Husky Squad. Husky Squad, the best trails, husky how-tos, outdoor life. Solid channel artwork, to be honest, and everything like that. So I'm digging that. Lets me know what I'm getting. Good views to subscriber ratio. So again, okay, your channel is good. Why do you need my help? Let's see. Let's take a look. All right, so you started the channel 3 years ago, but you didn't do anything, and then in the last year, you've been uploading pretty regularly until you weren't. Got sporadic, and okay, here's your problem: upload frequency. If you were uploading more often, your channel would be growing. You're getting good views. Your answer is figure out a method for making more content. Figure out a method for making more content. And there's no evidence that your longer videos directly outperform. So it means that you can do videos under 10 minutes and you'll still get views on them because that's obvious looking at your channel. And you have gorgeous dogs. The channel artwork is good. The photography is good. Everything is fantastic. Let's look at some of the video quality. Now, in your case, it might be a matter of like, how long it takes to make certain things because the production values are so high. This is so good. Oh, those dogs are gorgeous. Damn it. I want, but they're adorable. Oh, and you got, HDR. I can tell that's HDR. I can see the blues. Everything is crystal. The video. What are you filming this with? What camera? All right, so I need to know what camera this is. Because there's no way. See, I actually would be good at reaction videos because, like, I'm easily amused, apparently. Like, the littlest things, like, amuse me. Like, cute dogs or puppies will do it. Oh, man. Like, I can see why this does well and why this gets views, guys. I could just watch this all day. So, that. Husky's playing at the beach. Every time somebody, like, puts politics into my Facebook feed, I could just watch this. And my day will be salvaged, right? So, that's a thing. I think the only advice I have to give you, Husky Squad, is make more content. Please make more content and distribute it in social media. Please, please, please. Like, I bet you your Instagram game is strong. I bet you Yup. I knew it. Oh, wow. 38K followers. And you got one more. Promote your YouTube channel through your Instagram stories. Okay, yeah. More frequency of uploads, you'll be fine. Like, more frequency of uploads, you will be fine. This channel is everything. Like, guys, so if you wonder what I watch on YouTube, I watch things that make me feel better about the world and make me not want to burn it down. So this is what I watch on YouTube. Yes, I'm very much a dog person. Someone brought that up in the, yep, I'm very much a dog person. I don't think you guys knew that about me. I don't think you guys knew how much I love dogs or how much I love animals in general. Like, I'm really big on that. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's switch over. So, I think that might do it for the super chats. And I think the last thing I want to do is I just want to, like, one, say thank you to everybody else who donated, whether they asked for a review, and so, just to show some love, because I appreciate you guys. Actually, we got, like, one more that I want to do, but I'll bring that up in a minute, because I want to go through some discussion. Actually, we'll do, Daniel Schiffer did, asked for one, and it's Tasia, or Tasha, no, Tasia, I think, asked for one, and I'm going to review it just because that's close to my cousin's name. Wow, some of you are asking reviews that I don't think actually are hurting. Like, I think, like, a lot of you that are asking for reviews, your channels are doing fine. Doubling down would matter. Matt Hughes asks, do aesthetics matter with YouTube? Aesthetics matter with everything. Aesthetics matter with everything, my friend. Just ask anybody who ended up buying an Apple product ever. Aesthetics matter. They shouldn't matter as much as they do, but they do. So you can't fight the market on that. I've tried. So we have a couple of people who did super chats that didn't want to review, so I just appreciate them showing love and support. Hubneat Home, $5 because awesomeness. Boom. Thank you so much. Blue Lions TV, thank you. Tina Jackson, thank you. Jeff Rose, thanks for coming over from Pat Flynn saying to check me out. Got to thank Pat for that. Sarita Robert, thank you. Malevolent Elephant, thank you for all the support always, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Coates, a Coates Life, thank you. Whistle 4, thank you. Dollar Dude, thank you, of course. Focused with GK, George Kutchler, thank you. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tim Schmoyer, video creators, thank you as always, my friend. So I just wanted to get some thank yous in. And then I want to like talk to you guys for a minute. Actually, I'll just knock out Tasia and Daniel's like reviews real quick, and then I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit, and then I've got to eat and work, of course. So let's pull up Tasia's channel. Natural Hair Journey. The font here is okay. This info is okay. I would like a more colorful channel artwork, and I'd like something that shows off more of the hair. I don't like that this is a blurry photograph. That channel artwork needs to improve. Almost 1,000 subscribers. Views are looking okay for like some of the older videos. New videos obviously not doing as well. Thumbnails. Again, wow, this gets repetitive on this topic. Thumbnails. Okay, so let's look at like, we're looking at these thumbnails. Now let's look at the thumbnails I'm designing for that starter pack that I'm talking about. Night and day. And maybe I need to find one with like natural hair stuff so that like, because I know that that's a niche in YouTube. Maybe that's a specific niche, but I think it matters, so I would do something with that. But so I mean I think that these thumbnails could be much better. I think that they could definitely stand improvement, and I think if the thumbnails improve, that everything else will follow, because thumbnails are what get views, what get clicks, and all of that is what equals up to subscribers. I also think that in general, you guys could improve by looking at what your most popular videos were and doing more of that. You had a video a month ago, you might have a slump right now, but a month ago, you like the struggle with having locks, natural hair issues, like you got a lot of traction on that. More stuff related to that, maybe more videos about that and things of that nature. How many like dyeing locks, like that clearly was important. Like, so I would just look at your top 10, do more of the videos like your top 10, because your top 10 got more views than you have subscribers by far, and I think that would be important. You probably need to like tag videos. You probably need some more how-to videos. You probably need some like 10 tips or 10 facts videos. And then here's what you're doing with your tags. It's all single words. It's all single words. Watch this video about how to tag videos and get more views on YouTube. It's on my channel. You can search for it. If you have trouble finding it, you type in TUEBUBUDDY tags into search, and it'll be the first video there. So like watch these tutorials, and you will tag better, and your videos will perform better. So that's my advice. And then again, look at the best like thumbnails like in your niche, like natural hair dreads. If I type this in, there's gonna be some of these like videos out there, and like some of them the thumbnails are not great. So if you had the best thumbnail out of everybody, you can win if your thumbnail is better. Just make better thumbnails and life gets better. I promise you guys. What I did to be successful in YouTube was I mastered tags and I mastered thumbnails, and I learned to get comfortable on camera. That's about it. And obviously there's a little bit more to it, but that's the core fundamentals. Those are the pillars of how you do this. I saw that I got another super chat in. I've got to like end the stream here, guys. I cannot go over 2 hours on a stream again. Can't do it. So Daniel Schiffer's getting the last one. So Daniel has 21,000 subscribers. Daniel, first thing, banner's good. Use the featured playlist option on YouTube to put more playlist things on there, because that matters. I'd like to see more consistency in your thumbnails. It looks like a lot of your stuff is on filming, photography, video editing, camera related stuff, meaning this is a channel I would subscribe to and that I would watch. And it looks like you're a Final Cut Pro editor. I'm an Adobe Premiere editor, but I'm going to be doing some stuff with Final Pro for social media specifically, and I'm going to be doing some tutorials around that, so maybe I check out your channel and reference you. I like what you're doing here. It reminds me a little bit of D for Darius and Peter McKinnon. Your individual thumbnails are good. The problem is that you need playlists that we can see on your homepage. You have no playlist, so that big deal, dude. That's a big deal. Make playlist. All these Final Cut things should be in a playlist. That playlist should be on your home page here, besides just your recent videos. And those are things that would help. You've got 20K subscribers, so you're doing good. You're getting views. You're getting massive views. You don't even have that many videos, but you've got views on a lot of them. Now, some of your more recent ones, I see what you're doing with your titles. On some of these titles, you're kind of taking like a little bit of the Peter McKinnon approach to it, but you're not Peter McKinnon yet, so I would advise against that with the titles. You need to do some more search-friendly titles, my friend, because I think your best stuff has been things that would kind of get searched for. The Zhiyun Crane, how to use the Zhiyun Crane, obviously that gets searched for. Reviewing Peter McKinnon's LUTs, that obviously got searched for. How to color grade in Final Cut Pro, how to color grade S-Log 3. Those are things that get searched for. Like, that is like what's helping you. Shooting commercial on a budget, like Zhiyun Crane plus Sigma, color grading with LUTs. When you do search-friendly content, it performs. When you use these like titles that are just supposed to be interesting titles, they don't perform as well as your search-friendly stuff. So Daniel, like, that's your quick answer. I'm just gonna do something really quick. I'm gonna spend literally almost no time on this review for Sabby BGTV, just because he supports a lot and he did throw a $5 super chat, but that's it. Like, super chats are done right now. That's it. And it's gonna be super quick because at 19K subscribers, I don't think you need my help. You went from 100 subs a day to 30 subs a day. I don't think that it's a disaster. I think that look at what's performing on your channel, and that will do better. Dude, put more featured playlist on your homepage of your channel. That's one big thing. Dude, you have 20K subscribers with less than 20 videos. You don't need my help. you don't need my help. You're growing, and your growth rate is good because you only have so many videos. My answer, put out more videos. You want to grow more, go to putting out videos every week. You're putting out videos once or twice a month right now, and you've gotten this far. If you've gotten this far, you have good content. Make more of your content. If you made more content, in 6 months, you could be at 100K subscribers, clearly. Because with less than 20 videos, you're at about 20,000 subscribers. So this is the shortest review of all time. Make more videos. Also, maybe better channel artwork, maybe slightly better thumbnails. Keep your branding, but find ways to make some of these thumbnails, or don't, because your thumbnails are getting clicked. So I would just say this thumbnail strategy is working. Maybe even change these old videos to have the thumbnail strategy that these new videos have, because they're working. So do more of that. Yeah. I dig it. I like it. Okay, so I mean, the channel's doing just fine, man. You're doing just fine. Nothing to worry about. Make more content. That's your answer. Make more content. Sure, these last 2 videos didn't perform as much. I'd say if you make more content and you look at things that might be trending or things that might be slightly controversial, that maybe that grows you. So think about that. I also think that for you, doing top 10 facts videos would probably work. If you do top 10 facts videos in a comedic way for this channel, maybe as a content strategy, that works. So that's your mini review. That's your answer. Hope that helps. So let's see. Now I want to actually go through some of these discussion comments for just a few minutes. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So some people are taking me up on the animation challenge, so that's cool. Ben Thompson asks, "Do you have a podcast or older videos you'd like animated?" I'd like some shorts, some short videos animated as well. Not some like long form animated stuff on the podcast. The podcast, if I wanted anything, I'd want an Adobe character puppet of Mini Roberto. If I got you like the Photoshop file of Mini Roberto, I'd want that converted to an Adobe character animate puppet, so I could use Adobe character animate and then just put my voice track from a podcast to the Roberto puppet, and then his mouth can move and he can talk and he can do things, and I could just do that, and then I could just do my podcast when I don't have a guest. I could just do my podcast that way, and that'd be interesting and that'd be different, and I'd be the only person with an animated, fully performed podcast, so that would be different and unique. And that's something that I actually might be willing to pay for if somebody wants to reach out to me about that. Not a ton of money because it's an experimental thing, but that would probably be super interesting. That'd be dope, and I think that that could get a lot of business for somebody. I think that like there's a lot of money in that. So, I definitely think that could be a thing. So for the animators, reach out to me outside the stream. You know that Twitter is a good place to hit me up. You can also, email me. All that's in the about section. Yada 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 yada. But yeah, you can hit me up in Twitter or Instagram. That's probably a good way to reach me. What else is going on? Oh, all right. So something interesting. I've got something else going on interesting here. So a lot of you actually do know about Awesome Creator Academy. So I do have a group mentoring program through Awesome Creator Academy. We've got a private group for creative entrepreneurs, but also, I do one-on-one coaching and consulting. Before, there was a very convoluted process to get one-on-one coaching for me, but now I made it streamlined to where people can click over here, and then you can just pay for it, and then I email you and we set a schedule, and then we do that. So I basically made it 2 clicks to be able to do that. This is not ready yet, but I'm doing pre-orders on it kind of unofficially. The Personal Branding Blueprint is a course that I'm doing to help people with their personal branding with exclusive content that's never been on YouTube. I'm not beholden to the YouTube algorithm anymore, so the YouTube gods can't smite me for doing content the way I want to do it. Rant over. So, these are things that are going on over on awesomecreatoracademy.com. And again, I wanted to take a little bit of time out of this stream to actually just talk to you guys about things that I'm doing, things that I'm building, things that I'm making. The Create Something Awesome Today podcast is still going. I've just been traveling so much. I'm actually going to be speaking at Creator Advocate Workshop. Chris Perillo is doing that in Seattle. So that's where I'm going to be this weekend doing a talk. I'm also going to be doing like a speed dating consulting thing, kind of similar to the Superchats for some of the attendees there for like an hour. So, those are things that are going on with me. If you guys are curious about what's coming next, what I'm doing, 2018 is going to be interesting. I've almost booked almost all of my speaking for 2018. I've got speaking almost every single month of 2018. I think I have 20 conferences that I'm attending either as a speaker or as a guest in 2018, which is nuts. So that's insane to think about since my public speaking career started in June of 2015, that I've come this far that quickly as a public speaker. You guys know I've been posting a lot of the public speaking engagements up on the YouTube channel in their entirety. I actually have about 8 panels and stage talks that I haven't even posted yet that I'm trying to get out before the end of the year. And I actually will be doing this one, and I think I have 3 more plus some virtual conferences. So I've been doing a ton of speaking, and I'm going to get that stuff up on the channel for you guys. And then later, of course, I'm going to have it chopped up so that we can, you guys can get the nuggets out of there, because those are still very valuable and helpful. So, I mean, these are just some of the things going on with me. These are some of the things that I'm working on, some of the things that I'm still doing. You guys have seen that I've been stepping up my thumbnail game a lot. I've got some more reviews coming out of some of the new phones. I'm actually surprised more people did not get into the unboxing of the Google Pixel 2 XL, considering how controversial that phone is. It seems like you have to make a video about the iPhones for it to go anywhere, apparently. Or the Apple products, at least maybe among my community, I don't know. But I've been taking thumbnails like even more seriously lately, and that's going to continue because they're that important. They matter that much that I've invested more time into thumbnails lately than I ever have. And you can kind of see the difference that makes, and that is a huge difference. I think I was always decent at thumbnails and good at thumbnails, but I think that I'm even going back and making some evergreen content better. I think this thumbnail with my collab with Sarah Dici is much better than this thumbnail with my collab with Sarah Dici, which is just from in the frame, right, of the video. And I think even with this, I could have just cut us out of the background and did something interesting, and maybe that's what I do. So I think that everybody underestimates thumbnails. I think even I used to underestimate how far I could go, and I just made it too simple and too easy on myself before once I started using templates. So, but I think that you can use templates, and I actually still do make my own templates, but I've just taken them to a whole nother level. And the answer is just don't be lazy. Like, the more effort you put in, the more it matters. So I would say that that's really important. I would say that the thumbnails help get the click and help you feel like someone put effort into the content that they're making. So these are things that I think we have to look at. I think we have to think about, what do viewers' experiences feel like when we make this content, and how can we make those viewers' experiences better? I think if we make viewer experiences better, then we will get more out of what we're doing on YouTube one way or another. And I really just believe that that's the answer, because that's what I've worked on. And even with doing these super chats and reviews and things of that nature, is I've just thought about what else can I do to make the experience better. Like designing this whole super chat layout. Like, that was about, like, what can I do that makes the experience look better and feel better for you guys, make you guys feel like I'm putting in more effort. And so, like, those are things that I think about. You know, things like investing in Wirecast. Before they gave me a little, like, upgrade, I, like, paid, God, what was it, $600 or something like that for Wirecast before they gave me the free upgrade to 8. And even that was just, like, an upgrade of something I had already bought. So I still invested in it. It's not like I got a refund on the thing I paid for. But it's things like that. It's things like looking at, how can I make the video quality better, like by shooting in 4K? How can I get the live streams to not lag by mastering the settings? I spent like hours doing research to get the settings right so that we wouldn't have lags and so we wouldn't have the live stream crash anymore. So, like, whatever you can do, whether it's investing more time, more effort, more money, more research into making your content and the experience you share with your audience a better overall experience, I think it matters. It's not an accident that I keep throwing money at camera equipment and microphones, or even, like, you guys have seen that I've been stepping up the audio quality. Sennheiser hooked me up with these great wired headphones that I'll be reviewing in my podcast gear video coming up soon. Around like, okay, I can monitor the audio better, so that means I can make the audio better for you guys. I've got Bluetooth headphones coming in so that when I travel, that's better, and it's better for me to edit when I travel, so that, like, the audio doesn't suck. It's all kinds of little things. Putting the wind muffs on my vlogging camera. So whatever you can do, whether it's making your thumbnails better, whether it's making your video editing better, whether it's making your video production better, whether it's doing little things to make your live stream better, like putting up the chat window, or, again, making a cool, fancy interface like this in Photoshop, which literally took me 10 minutes to do. But Photoshop wizard, Photoshop god here. Like the like I think that matters. You know, I mean, like I think it's just as important to do all these little things that represent the effort and the quality of what you do to stand apart as it is to have a good on-camera presence, good information, good entertainment. I think that little details show a commitment to your audience. Again, that's just what I think. So, you know. Kim says, I love your videos about how to get into public speaking. More of that to come. Roberto, thanks for all your tips. Missed the stream, but you're the man. Gemini Eye, you can catch the replay. YouTube will process that in about maybe 2 hours. I'll probably have another video coming out between then. Casa Station asks, Roberto, should affiliate marketing be done immediately upon starting YouTube or later? I like monetizing from day one. That's me. Stylist Raven, I always enjoy your videos. Hate that I caught this one late as I was working. Catch the replay. Also, the DVR is on, so you can rewind. So there's that. So let's see. Lamieth Productions. I love doing videos too. By the way, what do you think of face recognition software? I think that'd be cool to use instead of my face during live streams. I think that is what you could do with Adobe Character Animate if you get that right, but making those puppets could be like challenging, and that's why I want to get somebody to do that. So I think if somebody can take mini Roberto and help me make a puppet out of him so that he talks, then that would be cool. So, yep. So guys, that's it for our live stream today around YouTube monetization, the changes in the algorithm, reviewing some of your channels, and just, again, a little bit of a chat with me. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody who did Super Chats. Thank you for those who let us do channel reviews so that we can educate the community. And what else is going on? In the description down below, I have links to some very relevant articles and information for you. I also have a link to Tim Schmoyer's video that we took a peek at earlier around the demonetization issue. I think it's a very good and concise read of 5 major things that you do need to know about the YouTube monetization situation. Tim did extensive research to do that video. I talked with him about it, and I'm really glad that he managed to put that together and get that out. So I highly recommend that you guys watch that video after this live stream is over. It is linked down below for you guys. I think it's like the first link that's down there. So when the replay is up of this, or if you want to go ahead and click that over in the description now, open it up in a new tab so you can watch it, because when I cut this, YouTube is going to want to do its processing. Then you'll want to watch that video from Tim. It's another 15 minutes of your time, but I think it's worthwhile, especially if you're just tuning in, to bring you up to speed on how you can start looking at this situation with YouTube demonetizing and limiting the ads on videos, and some things you need to know about it. And again, I think Tim did a great job on that video. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for your comments. And remember, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.